am pregnant with baby number 2. Holy crap, like we're gonna have 2 under 2. Hello everyone, what is up and welcome back to my channel. I could not be more excited for this month's shop and spill. I'm so excited to finally tell all of you guys I am pregnant with baby number 2. I have so much to fill you guys in on. I actually announced on Instagram about a week ago now. I put up a question box and you guys had hundreds of questions. How we got to this point, the gender of the baby, when am I due, all of those exciting things. I'm going to be answering all of your pregnancy Q&A questions today. I am definitely going to say you should follow me on Instagram if you don't, because I definitely announce things over there a lot sooner than I do on YouTube. But I'm also really excited because today's video is sponsored by Walmart. I'll be sharing a huge haul of super affordable on-trend items, tons of dresses that are very bump friendly, but they're not necessarily maternity styles. I just think they're like nice flowy styles that everyone would love for this summer. I'm really excited to share with you a huge haul of items. So thank you so much to Walmart for sponsoring today's video. We have so much to go through, so many questions to answer, and I can't wait to tell you guys everything. So let's jump in to this month's shop and spill. All right, jumping right in. I did get a lot of the same question over and over again, so I want to answer the ones that were the most popular. The first one being, what is the gender of the baby? We are so excited that number 2 is actually going to be a little baby boy. So Bryn is going to be getting a little brother. And then the second most popular asked question was, when am I due? Same thing as Bryn. I really just don't like giving out my exact due date. It's truly just a guess anyways. This baby is going to come when he's going to come. But I am due in December. So Santa Claus is coming to town and bringing Bryn a little brother. And we truly just could not be more excited. I will say, like, a lot of people asked if we had gender disappointment, and I definitely think that we were hoping or like leaning towards having another girl, just because they're going to be really close in age, only 22 months apart, and we have everything for a girl. So I think having a girl would have been a little bit easier in that sense. But either way, we knew that we wanted to have eventually both boys and girls. You guys know we want to have a big family, so we are so thrilled. And with Bryn's personality, I definitely think she is going to thrive with having a brother. So once we got over the initial shock of, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're gonna have a boy, which lasted about 3 seconds total, we were so excited. The next question is, how did this pregnancy so far differ than my pregnancy with Bryn? And they could not be more different, which is how I knew it was a boy. A lot of people asked if we were surprised that we were having a boy, and the answer is I definitely was not surprised at all. I knew for sure that we were having a boy because I was not sick at all. I've had extremely traditional boy-girl pregnancies. With Bryn, I was so sick, so nauseous, throwing up like through 25 weeks basically. And with this pregnancy, I have not had any of that. I was just extremely tired my first trimester, so I would nap every single day when Bryn napped, but I had no sickness, which I was so thankful for, because being pregnant with having a toddler is definitely a way different ball game than just, you know, having your first pregnancy and being sick and being tired. You can sleep whenever you want, but you can't do that when you already have a baby. So I was very thankful to not be sick with this pregnancy, but I knew it was a boy. In my gut, I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to have another girl, but I know that I am pregnant with a boy. So I was not surprised at all. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm so excited to share with you a haul of items you will not believe are from Walmart. These are the most amazing dresses and clothing finds. They're so affordable, so on trend. So let's jump into my Walmart haul. I'm so excited to show you all of these styles. First is this flowery dress. This is actually not a maternity style, but it's very maternity and bump friendly. It has a tie that's an actual drawstring, and if you want, you can also wear this style off the shoulders. It is so cute. Next up, we have this really pretty brown flowy dress. I love the 3/4 length sleeves. They have a really nice elastic on them. Again, this is not a maternity specific style, but there are tons of room in the fabric for my bump to grow. You know, when I saw that it also came in hot pink, obviously I had to get that one as well. I am the queen of, if I like it and they make it in another color, I'm gonna buy it. So I had to get both of these dresses, and the next one as well comes in a lot of different colors. This is a maternity specific style. It's just a perfect t-shirt dress. I love the stripes. They're so flattering, and all of these dresses have pockets. I also love how stretchy this dress is, and it's so soft. I also love having that tie at the waist because it really helps to define everything, and I just feel like it's It's very flattering. When I saw this, again, had to pick it up in both colors, and it's just so comfortable. This one, it was the ruffles that got me, and this is not a maternity style, so whether you're expecting or not, I definitely think that you need to pick this one up. It's a beautiful midi length that you can easily dress up or down. This is a really similar dress in a black style, and this is a super nice linen-y material. It's functional buttons all the way down, just so cute. Another casual style is this blue dress that's actually sleeveless, so perfect for the summer. Again, so stretchy, you're going to be able to wear it all pregnancy long, and I love that I can style it with a denim jacket on those cold fall nights as things start to cool down. It can definitely get cooler in the summer here. Again, so stretchy. This is actually a ribbed material, and I love that it has the drawstrings on the side. This one is short sleeves, so whether you want to dress it up or down and accessorize it with denim jackets, it's going to be perfect for tons of different occasions. The last dress is this amazing denim baby doll dress. It is not maternity, but perfect for a bump. Comes in a ton of different denim colors. This is definitely one you need to check out by clicking the links down below. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on all of the dresses from Walmart. They are seriously so amazing, and they're all on walmart.com and all linked down below. But we are going to jump back into the Q&A. A lot of people asked if we did IVF. I did actually share, sorry, I want to make sure that I am in focus. I did actually share over the last year that we were struggling with secondary infertility. We started trying right after we had Bryn. We really wanted to have our kids as close in age as possible. I know that's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. 2 under 2 sounds like a nightmare, but we really wanted that, and we were struggling with secondary infertility. We struggled with a miscarriage late last year, and that was obviously devastating. I had tons of testing. I was working hard with my doctor to try to figure this all out, and we were very lucky that it did not get to the point where we had to do IVF. We actually had success with medicated cycles, which I would say is one of the first things you do when you start doing like fertility treatments. With medicated cycles, there's a couple different medications you can take. Your doctor will recommend whichever one they think is going to work better for you. I did letrozole, or I took letrozole. Another popular one is Clomid. It's basically a medication that forces your body to ovulate, because my body was not ovulating on its own, which we were able to figure out after like tracking my cycles for several months and like doing lots of ultrasounds and blood works and things like that. So I had success with letrozole. We actually only had to take letrozole for 1 cycle and ended up getting pregnant. So praise the Lord. We are so happy. Could not be more thankful. I went into my doctor's office and just broke down in, I think it was in the beginning of March, because it was the last month that I could get pregnant and have a baby in 2024, which was a big like goal and dream of mine. I just like couldn't imagine not having a baby, and even if I didn't get pregnant in March, at least I just wanted to be like doing something and like starting something on the right path. And I don't know, we just had a lot of like hurry up and wait moments. After we had the miscarriage, I decided that I just needed a few months off like mentally from doing everything and just kind of putting a halt on it, because it's so hard every single month. Like you have all this hope, you go into a new month, a new cycle, very hopeful, and when it doesn't work out the way you want, it's just like soul crushing. And then getting pregnant and losing a baby was also devastating and heartbreaking. So I needed a few months off, but then I was ready to get back into it. And I went in and I was like, if I don't get pregnant this month, I'm not gonna have a baby this year, and then I'm not gonna have a baby for a whole year. And I feel like unless you've struggled to conceive, like, you know, having a baby in December of 2024 versus having a baby in January of 2025, you're like, that's only a month. But in my brain, I'm like, that's a whole year. I know it's not, but that's just how it worked. But anyways, no, we did not have to do IVF. We did medicated cycles, and it worked really well for us. I got several questions about whether or not we're gonna have to move, or if the babies are gonna share a room in our current house. What is our plan? Are we gonna turn our guest bedroom into another nursery? And honestly, I'm not sure. So the babies will definitely not share a room. Oh, I almost just said his name. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the babies will definitely not share a room. He will be sleeping with us for the first probably like 4 to 6 months anyways. So I'm due in December, and our lease ends at our current house in March. But there's a lot of things changing right now. So Brian just started a new job, or he is about to start a new job, so he will no longer be working from home, which was just not working for us anymore. Maybe I'll talk about that later, but it just wasn't working anymore. The house it was getting to be too loud with having Bryn, and you know, she's a very opinionated toddler, and we have a really open concept house, so it just wasn't working. So Brian will actually be working out of the house starting very soon. So with that, I feel like potentially we could turn the guest bedroom into a nursery for the baby, but then we won't have a guest space and we don't have any family that lives here. So I don't know. I feel like the plan and what we're kind of thinking is that we will move in March, regardless of if we move into another rental that's bigger for a year or two before we decide to buy or build. But I'm not sure yet. So more on that later. The next question is, does he have a name, and was picking out a name more difficult last time than it was with Bryn? Yes, he does have a name. He has been named since the moment we found out he was a boy. It's actually the name we would have named Bryn if she was a boy. I feel like boy names, like we had like 2 or 3 that were really solid, and we knew that if we got pregnant with a boy, we were probably going to use one. We were struggling with girl names. Like once we found out we were pregnant, we were like, oh, this is the list of names we have. And for whatever reason with girl names, we have an entire list of names we love, but they all go out the window when Brian and I can't agree on the one single one that we're going to use. We had nailed down a name if it was going to be a girl, and I feel like we'll probably use that. I say that now, but I feel like we could use it in the future if we do end up having another girl. And it's a name that I love so much, but it's getting to be like very popular. And we like names that are unique, like not really a lot of people has them, but names that you've heard before. And I will definitely say that's the same with this baby's name. I'm not ready to give any hints or like anything like that about the name. Probably, you know, in the next few months I will, but yeah, he has a name and it was not hard to pick it out. We knew exactly what it was going to be, and I think it's so cute and it goes so perfectly with Bryn. It's like the same vibe. So yeah, he has a name. I guess to go along with the name, someone asked, are you going to share his name before he's born? No. I just feel like we always like to reserve the right to like change our minds. Like if he gets here and we feel like his name doesn't fit him. Like I feel like Bryn is such a Bryn, but we had another girl's name that also would have fit her absolutely perfectly. Like her personality goes so well with this name. She could have really been named either. And Bryn was pretty much set in stone, but at the last second we did consider changing her name. And I feel like if we had decided to go with the other name, that would have been fine and fit her really well as well. So we always like to reserve the right to change our mind. Like our friends and family know the name, but we always say like, please don't buy anything with the baby's name on it, because he could be born and we could be like, oh my gosh, that's just not his name. So we reserve the right to change our mind, and no, we will not share the name before he's born. I feel like potentially I will share like the first letter of his name like on his Christmas stocking like I did with Bryn, but we won't share his name until he's born. A lot of people wanted to know how I told Brian, or like, sorry if it's too personal, but like, how did you tell Brian and your friends and family? I feel like because it's our second baby, like it was way more casual, and also it just worked out with our last pregnancy that we were going to be going and seeing pretty much all of our family like in the first few months. So we waited and told them in person, and it was like very grandiose, and we had cute little things for everyone, but we didn't have that this time. And I feel like with doing fertility treatments, that takes a lot of the surprise out of it, because like my sisters and my mom and obviously like Brian, they all knew that like we were doing a medicated cycle, and they all kind of like knew how that worked, and a lot of our friends have done fertility treatments. So it kind of takes the surprise out of it, because you can kind of figure like, oh, this is when she's taking the medication, these are the days that she's fertile, and this many days after your fertile window you can test for pregnancy. So people were kind of like expecting or waiting for the news. And so I feel like it wasn't as, I mean, it was really, really, really exciting, but I told Brian just the same way as I told him the first time. I took a test and then pretty much bolted down the stairs freaking out, and we were both just so excited. I feel like the first time, like we were both just in shock, and because it was our first baby and our first pregnancy, and we were just like, oh my god, what are we getting ourselves into? Like we have no idea what to expect. Whereas this time it was just more like, oh my god, like we're gonna get to do this all over again, and we can't wait for Bryn to be a big sister. And so it was just more like, holy crap, like we're gonna have 2 under 2. The next question, and I absolutely love this question, is will you do anything different this time? And Brad and I actually had this discussion like a few months ago. I actually feel so proud to say that we wouldn't do a single thing differently than we did with Bryn. I won't be breastfeeding. That was another question. Someone said, will you try breastfeeding this time? No. I'm pretty like set on the fact that all of our children will be exclusively formula fed. If you love to breastfeed and that's your thing, I love that for you. But I'm not you. And so formula works for us. It works for our family. It's really good for my mental health. And Bryn has turned out absolutely perfect. And whether you breastfeed your baby and I formula feed mine, all of our kids end up eating food off the floor in public places, and like just they all end up the same, you know? So we're all working towards the same goal, and we're going to end up in the same place no matter how you choose to get there. So no, I will not be breastfeeding. And no, we really wouldn't do anything different. I feel like with Bryn, we started on a routine, like as much of a routine as you can be in when you have like a really small baby, pretty much as soon as we got home from the hospital, and we will do the exact same thing with number 2. As far as like what we did with like sleeping and having visitors, I feel like we're going to do pretty much everything exactly the same, and I feel really proud about that. I don't know, like of course we might make little tweaks here and there. He's going to be a different baby. He's going to be his own person, so some things that we did for Bryn might not work for him, and that's totally fine. We're flexible on that, but I feel like we're going to go into it pretty much doing exactly what we did for Bryn and hoping for a similar outcome. I got a ton of questions about what a nursery theme would be, and I feel like because our like living situation plans are so up in the air, I don't really have a theme. I feel like I would kind of do like a boy version or a masculine version of what we did in Bryn's room, like greens, but instead of sage greens we would do like olive greens, but I don't exactly know. I feel like he won't really have fully his own space until we know for sure, like if we're going to stay in our house for another year, then we will do a nursery for him in the guest bedroom. But if we're going to move, then we're not going to put all the time and money into making a nursery in this house that we know we're not going to stay in. So I don't know what the theme is going to be. Definitely like when I haven't bought a ton of stuff for him yet. I did buy 2 baby blankets over the year that we were trying to conceive, and his is like dark olive green and cream checkered, and I feel like that's kind of like the theme I'm going for, like with stuff that I buy for him. Like stuff that I bought for Bryn was all like green and flowers, like sage green and flowers, so similar but kind of like the boy version of that. But I don't know, we don't really have, there's no theme. The next question is like multi-part, so it was, are you nervous about 2 under 2? I'm not nervous about 2 under 2. I think like Brian and I just always wanted to have a big family, wanted to have our kids close together in age, and to me, I'm like, I feel like they're so far apart in age because they're going to be 22 months. Like, you know, we were hoping for like, you know, 15, 16, 17 months if possible, but I think 22 months is going to be absolutely perfect, and I don't know what we will do for number 3, if we'll start trying again right away, knowing that it will probably take a long time to get pregnant. I don't know, but I'm not stressed about 2 under 2 at all. I feel like it's going to be hard, of course, but I've been saying like it's hard now, but it's not hard forever. And no, I don't know, I'm not scared for 2 under 2. I don't know why, I probably should be. The next question was, any gender disappointment? No, I just feel like I'm like, oh crap, like we have everything pink and flowers and we have nothing that's blue for a boy. Because I feel like when you're buying stuff like clothes or kids' toys or even like plates or bibs, they are very like gender specific. Like there's boy stuff and there's girl stuff. Like a lot of toys come in pink or in blue. So we have a daughter, so of course I always, you know, buy everything that's pink. And now we have nothing that's blue. So I was more like, oh gosh, like we don't have anything for a boy. Of course, like he can use stuff that Bryn had for sure, but also too, like I feel like because we're having 2 under 2, like I don't necessarily want to take a lot of stuff that's like hers. I just feel like that could create some like animosity between the two of them. Like Bryn is like 16 months old. She'll be 22 months-ish, 21, 22 months when the baby is born. And I just want to set them up for success as much as I possibly can. So I want him to have his stuff and her to have her stuff, if that makes sense. And then the last part of this question, stressed about a December baby. I am not stressed about having a December baby. I feel like I said, he's going to come when he's going to come, and I'm actually really excited to have a December baby. Hopefully I will be sipping a mimosa on Christmas morning with my tiny precious newborn and my amazing toddler who's just going to be so excited about Christmas this year, and that just sounds really magical to me. So I'm not stressed about a December baby. December, I feel like for Brian and I, we do kind of like try to take things a little bit slower. I am a little bit slower with work, and so obviously this year it will have to be that way because I will be freshly postpartum. But no, I'm not stressed about a December baby. I hope that he doesn't hate that his birthday is in December, but we'll obviously do our best to try to like separate the holidays from his birthday. I did get several questions about if we are going to give birth at a different hospital or like a birthing center, or would we ever consider a home birth, because I did share that we didn't have the best experience in the hospital that we gave birth in when we had Bryn. We will be delivering at the same hospital that we had Bryn. It is the #1 women and children's hospital in the nation, apparently, allegedly. I think that now that I am more experienced, I just feel like as a first-time mom, it's just very overwhelming. And not to say that being a second-time mom won't be as overwhelming. I just feel like I have a lot more knowledge, and knowledge is power. So I feel a lot more empowered going into the situation and being able to advocate for myself. And also that is where my OB delivers, and she will be delivering our second baby. And I think that it will be a much better experience second time around because, like I said, knowledge is power, and I feel way more knowledgeable and empowered. The last question I'm going to answer, I got so many, I'll just comb through again and see if I miss any, but someone said, will you be doing specific shopping videos for all things baby? I follow you on YouTube as well. I feel like it's going to be the same as Bryn. Like if I'm getting baby stuff, I'll show it. Maybe, I think, did Bye Bye Baby come back to life? I think it might be open again. Like if we do, you know, a day at a baby store like Bye Bye Baby, or there's another one here in Florida, I forget what it's called, but it's like a huge baby store that's very similar to Bye Bye Baby, then I'll probably film a video there, and I'll probably do like hauls of things that we get for him, like closer to him being here. But similar with Bryn, I really like to keep those things separate, like having my family and having my work, even though they kind of can mix and mingle because it's shopping and I'm buying things for my kids and stuff. But I don't know, we really do like to keep the two separate. So of course I will show things here and there. Definitely follow me on Instagram if you don't. My handle is just @KatieVining. I'll have it in the description box below. But I definitely show more like hauls over there, like stuff that I'm buying. I have bought just a few things for baby brother, but I have only showed them on my close friends because obviously I hadn't announced I was pregnant yet. But definitely go follow me on Instagram because I'm probably going to share more like in the moment things over there, and that's where you're going to hear about things first. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll do like maybe 1 or 2 like specific baby videos, but I really like to keep that stuff separate, like my life versus my work. But that is going to be it for this month's shop and spill. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any other questions, leave them in the question or comments below, and I will do my best to try and answer them. And I'm sure I'll do more shop and spills over the next few months and try to get to all of your questions. So if you have any, follow me on Instagram. That's where I normally put up the question and answer box, and leave them down below. Thank you so much again to Walmart for sponsoring today's video. Definitely be sure to check out all of the links and all of these super cute dresses that I tried on today. They are so amazing, and I'm going to be able to wear them throughout my entire pregnancy. I know some of them are maternity, but a lot of them are just like, you know, bump friendly, but they're just like flowy styles that I would have worn whether I was pregnant or not. So I'll be wearing them long after I have the baby and into my postpartum. So thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all so much. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. I love you guys all so much. I'm so glad that we finally all know that I am pregnant and that the secret is out. I was getting very tired of keeping this secret. I did say like, oh, me and my kids, or the fact that I have kids a few times in my videos, and those were the hints that I was hoping or wondering if people would pick up on, but nobody did. But anyways, thank you guys all so much. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.